Hi everybody, I'm Dr. John Dagenhart. I've been a chiropractor in this town now for almost 45 years. It'll be this October. I cannot believe how fast time goes. We started this show 30 years ago because I felt people were afraid of chiropractors or they did not understand chiropractors. Today's show is going to be unique. No patient here today. I'm going to tell you a true story and I think you're going to find it fascinating. So I thank you for respecting your time, for watching today. I went all the way to Florida to help a patient. So let's take a little break. I want you to stay tuned to this exciting story. Thank you. Thanks again. So I'm going to ask you a question. What would you do in this scenario? A friend of mine from high school called me. One of his friends in Florida fell off of his bike 18 months ago onto a highway. He was going over some cherry pits, lost his balance, landed on his left side. He had this huge hematoma, which is like a big lump that forms on the left hip, black and blue for months. As the hematoma healed, though, this man's back and legs got worse and worse. So he went on a journey like many of you do, looking for the right doctor, looking for a solution. First he went to vascular doctors, neurologists, physical therapists, even chiropractors. Over 18 months, the man's condition worsened. Couldn't sit, couldn't travel, couldn't sleep. I think from sleep deprivation, he became suicidal. So this man talks to my friend, and my friend goes to me, I don't know what's going to happen to my buddy. So then when I said, well, tell me what's going on. You know, you got to be like a detective. Well, he fell off his bike, but no doctor could help him. I said to him, why didn't you tell me about him sooner? I said, let me call his chiropractors in Florida. So I called these chiropractors in Florida and I said, show me a video of how you are adjusting this man who's getting worse. To be blunt, they would roll him on one side and roll him on the other side, and he's moaning and groaning on the videos. So you try to be a gentle, humble chiropractor that says, guys, what you're doing is not working. Let me, if I can, take a video of one of my patients. This man's left leg was an inch short, which means when he fell off the bicycle, he landed on the highway, the hematoma healed. Chiropractically, we felt that his whole pelvis shifted an inch for 18 years, causing ligaments and tendons and discs. So the MRIs do show bulging discs with stenosis and arthritis. A lot of my patients have that. None of them get this bad unless they let it go for 18 months. So I said to these chiropractors with this video, let me make a video and show you how to cross the left leg over, tap it gently. They nicely said, there are many different ways to get to the same end, which means they did not want to do the way I was suggesting. So then I said to them, maybe I'll come down. Can I use your office? Can I use your table? And let me adjust this patient. They were nice, but they said, you have Florida malpractice insurance. And I don't. I don't have a Florida license. Well, we don't want you coming in our office. So I said, you know what? Here was my dilemma. That's why my question is, what would you do? Lord, if I go, maybe I could help him. I don't help everybody. Maybe I could help him and I'll change his life. He won't commit suicide. And thank you, God, I went to Florida. But if I don't go and he does kill himself, I'll always be wondering, maybe I could have made a difference. So I'm thinking about, I'll be blunt, I did not want to fly to Florida. I'm busy with my practice, I'm busy with my family. So I get this phone call late one night from his wife, and you could hear him in the background moaning and groaning. Sharon goes to me, I know you're probably very busy in your practice, but if you don't come down here, he's going to kill himself. He tries to take the truck. She tries to call mental health. And to make a long story short, I say, Sharon, I'll be down on the first flight I could take. So I fly from Allentown to Melbourne 3 days later. I go to Florida with my own portable chiropractic table. The chiropractors down there did not welcome me to their office, and I'll be blunt. I wanted to adjust this man. I flew down on so 2 days on a Friday, two adjustments on a Saturday, 2 adjustments on a Sunday. I flew back to my practice on a Monday. So you're going to see in a few minutes a clip. They took a video of me in his house. He has a beautiful home in Vero Beach, Florida. His left leg starts an inch shorter. So there's a certain way where we use a drop piece table to very gently realign his spine. My challenge was, and like with many of you, people hurt for months and years, and guess what he wanted me to do? Will I feel better in 2 days? No. After 18 months of being in so much pain, it's going to take months for this to heal. But I flew to Florida to do my leg check, which you've seen on all my TV shows, to make the adjustment. So what I did then, I had his wife take a video of me adjusting him. I let them keep my portable chiropractic table at their house. We showed her 10 different times. She took a video. So she holds a pressure point. She didn't feel comfortable in doing the leg check like I do. She didn't feel comfortable in doing the drop piece with the table like I do. But she felt comfortable if I could cross his left short leg, hold a pressure point, 30 seconds, twice a day. So you're going to see a video in a minute or two that's going to show me in Florida, in this beautiful home that they have in Vero Beach. I took a chance. What would you do? I followed my heart. Let's be honest, he paid for my flight. He paid for all my expenses. So I flew to Florida for 3 days, adjusted this man for 6 days, and I'm going to do what they do on TV. Did you ever see a TV show? You can't wait to see what happens, and what do? They wait. So we're going to wait for a commercial break. Watch a 5-minute video of me being in Florida with this patient. Then we're going to talk about, did I help him? You know, did he get any better? Did I waste my time? But again, what would you do? If you might have the and I'll share my heart. I'm not an egotistical person that thinks I could fix him when these other chiropractors can't. No way. I was like, maybe I cannot help him. I get some patients who I refer for back surgeries. So it was with the spirit of a servant, a spirit of humility that said, Mark, I'll come down with no promises. I will do my best. I will check your legs. I will use a different technique than the chiropractors that we're using because nothing was helping him down there. So I flew to Florida with my friend, and you have to see it. I'm struggling with this airport with this heavy chiropractic table. My friend who went with me, he tells the agents at the desk, the flight attendants, whatever, that I'm on probation. So they said, he asked him, can I get on the flight if I have an ankle bracelet? And they gave me this look and I said, I'm not on probation. I don't have an ankle bracelet. So the whole trip was, so my friend who lives in Mechanicsburg, we met in Allentown. We flew down to Melbourne. The guy had a driver pick us up, take us to his house. So in 20 seconds, we'll stop. You're going to take a video, watch this video of me in Florida. Then we're going to come back and I'll let you know, did it make a difference or not?
So again, let's give a quick history. 18 months ago, Mark was on his 10-speed bike or 20-speed bike. He fell on his left side. For 18 months, it has gotten so bad, he's in terrible pain. I'm going to check his leg. All the other chiropractors he's seeing in Florida never checked his leg length. One guy I just watched, I call it a cookie cutter chiropractor, just rolls him on one side, rolls him on the other side, probably does that to every single patient. Mark's MRI, he has a herniated disc in his lumbar region and an old compression fracture at T12. That tells us chiropractors to be gentle with the spine. So we're going to do what Sherman College taught me. If his sacroiliac joints are in alignment, his legs should be level. He was just adjusted, I think, twice in the last couple days. So let's do the Deerfield test. Let's see if his legs are level. I don't know if I want you guys to be able to get it from there. His left leg is way short. Now let's see the full test. Is this what those, that's why I came down here from Pennsylvania. Mark, I'm gonna go slow. Is this hurting you or are you okay?
Okay, so far, let's back the left leg a little bit.
Okay, it stays short. So that's critical. It might have gotten equal. It might have gotten longer. So your left side, if we took X-ray, Sharon, your husband for 18 months, the left sacroiliac joint has been like this. All these that's what I see in my office for 44 years. MRIs, physical therapy, neurologists, they don't have a mechanical understanding. No matter what they do to your husband, nothing's going to help him until you first get him structurally level. It sounds so simple, but that's why I flew down from Pennsylvania. So we're going to use this special drop piece, Mark. It's going to make that sound. Let me make it a little tighter. Forgive me. So this will not hurt, but again, I'm trying to be open with him. I know a lot of our patients, they hurt for years, and yet they still want to get off the table and sort of feel better. Mm-hmm. The mechanics, you bring the short leg over the long leg. You're going to stand on the opposite side. I'll make it a little bit tighter. Your wife is too good of a cook, huh? So again, I'm getting on the right, just to give an idea. This is specific just to his body. I'm not rolling it like he does, all these other guys did. So we're getting on the right, and we're going to torque it. The angle of my wrists, the angle of my arms, notice how low I am. Mm-hmm. The chiropractor, Dr. Matt, was like this. It's going to make it worse. It's going to push the discs into the spine. So I have to get, again, I want to make sure, whatever chiropractor you guys see when I fly back north, I'm getting here and here, and we're going to slowly rotate it. Tap, tap, tap with the drop piece table. That's why you must find in it for him. Your daughter can get rolled on her side by that other chiropractor. So 3 adjustments. Now Mark should feel nothing. He's not going to feel any better. He's not going to feel any worse. But I'm respectful to the damage that he has. I'm respectful that for 18 months his body's been so swollen here. I'm moving it gently. I have people in my office take videos all the time because they'll say to me, I didn't feel anything. But the wife will say, oh my God, look what happened after the adjustment though. So let's take a look. No more, correct? You felt nothing, right?
Right.
Let's see. Not perfect, that's why I'm going to stay. So I would say if it was an inch off, Mark, it's a ½ inch short. Let's see what it does. Yeah, maybe a ¼ inch. So see, Sharon, I would say because it's been an 18-month chronic subluxation, which these other chiropractors in Florida have not fixed, it's halfway fixed. He's going to put ice on this, maybe relax in his pull today, or if it's nice enough, I'll come back later today. We're going to do it maybe twice a day. We just talked about it, Sharon. Being gentle, because I'm flying back home in a few days. I have to get this to get level, stay level. And I promise you, that if he was level, I would say this is a disc problem, go to epidural shots. But his left side has never been corrected properly. That's all we're doing. Nothing like the other video where the guy rolled you side by side and did all this Cox distraction. Your discs are too damaged. You have to just be patient for 1 more month. And this will get better, Mark. It will.
So if you had a chance to see, the table was by a grandbaby piano. It's a beautiful back pool. Vero Beach is a beautiful area. But let me preface before I give you the conclusion. I wrote an article about a month ago for Panorama talking about making house calls. How I've made different kind of house calls over the year. And at the bottom of that article, I put that I'm praying about possibly going to Florida to help a patient. So about a week later, I'm walking in the Laurel Mall and a guy comes up to me, a total stranger. Hey, I read your article. I've been praying for you. Did you go to the Florida or not? So there are people out there that have seen the panorama articles about me making a house call all the way to Florida. You know, I've had people from Mexico flown up to my office. I've gone to, well, again, you'd have to read the articles, but in conclusion, so this guy, Mark, he's my age, 67, 18 months, terrible pain. I'm realistic. MRIs show 1 herniation, 2 bulges, a lot of spurs, so previous injuries aggravated by the fall. So we start the adjustment. You will see on the video, as you did, I get the legs level. But in 3 days, I cannot correct 18 months of damage. So I finally got him to understand that. I got his wife, Sharon, to hold pressure points. He was disappointed that when I left, he felt no better. And I said, Mark, once it's structurally in alignment, now everything that has been so contorted for 18 months, there is a natural innate intelligence in the body. It wants to heal itself. But once we correct it, now ligaments and tendons and discs and blood vessels, it takes time. There's no machinery out there that could measure the change that goes on inside the body. So slowly, I get these texts. Almost every day we were calling each other. I'd be so tied in of a 12-hour day, just say, Sharon, how is he? No better. Sharon, how's Mark doing? He still wants to commit suicide. It was stressing her out. And I kept encouraging her. 30 seconds twice a day, continue to do the pressure points I did to keep the legs level. I know down deep she probably was doubtful too, because I've seen it in my practice. Doubtful patients who've been in pain for 5 years, but they want to get improvements in 2 weeks. But lo and behold, 3, 4 weeks later, I start thinking, to be honest with you, maybe I can't help him. Maybe it's too far gone. About 4 or 5 weeks after I go to Vero Beach, I get a text. Finally, he's sleeping during the night. Finally, he can make the steps in our house easier. Finally, he can put his shoes and socks on. So, what is this? I think about maybe 7 weeks since I've been to Florida. His pain level was a 2 or a 3, where it was a 10 for the last couple months. So I thank God that a humble servant who might not be able to help him, if I didn't go, and I think he would have gotten worse. He was trying to get in his truck. His plan was to ram it into a tree. I think this guy, Mark, would have killed himself. It's not perfect yet. He still needs to have her put pressure points. They keep calling me to come down there to have a celebratory party. And I said, I will. Maybe in the summertime. I have patients just like him in this office now. I have this one guy. He's a fireman. I don't want to leave him, to go down and help Jesus taught us that the shepherd would leave 99 sheep for the one lost sheep. So I left my flock for the one lost sheep. But now that he's on at least improving, I said to Sharon, keep my chiropractic table there. Keep doing it 30 seconds twice a day. Keep remembering 18 months of damage has taken us 7 weeks to improve. Just keep doing that, and I will fly down with my wife for a celebratory party. I share this story because there are some of you out there today watching this show, and I see it all day in my practice. No one's helping you. Nobody was helping him. She gave me this list. She's a very organized wife. A typed list of the dates of these 15 different doctors. Acupuncturist, axon therapy, ketamine injections, epidural shots, all these fancy things they did in Florida. Nothing helped him. I was like that. I was a soccer player at Bishop Hayfie. I headed a ball on a muddy day and I landed and ruptured my disc. I remember they carried me into the locker room. I had crutches my senior year. The orthopedic doctors, the physical therapist were sincere. I was getting worse. I did not believe in chiropractors. In fact, I heard they were quacks. I thank God. My father, the mailman, said, John, you're not getting any better. You're wearing crutches. You can't sleep at night. Let's try a chiropractor. Remember, the first guy I went to scared me. He was rough. He pounded on me. And if my back was already hurting you, I couldn't, it was worse. Thank God my dad said, we got to find a more gentle chiropractor. People laugh. They say, isn't it a play on words? Like there's not, the word chiropractor is not synonymous with gentle. But I found a gentle chiropractor. I went every Wednesday for 1 year. My back got slowly better, like this guy Mark, slowly, and 1 year later, changed my life. I found my passion. I found my niche. My purpose in life now is to be the best chiropractor I can be. Not everybody needs a gentle approach. Some people with good discs and no spurs, you can twist them. You can be more aggressive. But if you're watching this show, because we're almost done probably, if no one has helped you, if you've given up on everything, you've tried surgery. We've had people on this show the past few months who were post-surgical patients. One man, remember, his right side was way off. You saw it on TV. We got him level. His doctor said to him, don't go to a chiropractor. We're going to talk next week's show about why do doctors tell you not to go? We'll discuss that. But his doctor said, don't go to a chiropractor. He did, and he got better, and he told his story. So in conclusion, I have to close this show. That video I wanted to see if he was going to get better. I thank God that I went down. I thank God that I changed his life. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? You know, I pray God gives him 20 more years. But if you're watching this show and you've given up hope like he did, if you're even suicidal, consider a gentle chiropractor. I don't have to fly to Florida to help you. We have the nice gentle technique. Let me help save your life. Thank you for watching the show.